Controversial experiment by the Chinese regime mixing animal genes with human stem cells. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the U.S. will counter CCP's influence on international institutions. Why does Chinese social media rush to ban this song? In China, Ukrainian female fencing athletes were prevented from accusing Russia of crimes.
The Chinese Communist regime never ceases to horrify with its chilling experiments. Now it has come to light that it is behind modifying human genes to create radiation-resistant embryonic stem cells. Yes, as terrible as you hear, what is the purpose? Such an intervention aims to create super-powerful soldiers resistant to radioactivity. The Academy of Military Sciences in Beijing published an article detailing the supposed success of the experiment that has been several years in the making. The regime's team of medical scientists claimed to have inserted a gene from the microscopic tardigrade, better known as the water bear, into human embryonic stem cells. The main result obtained, as reported, has been a considerable increase in the resistance of these cells to radiation. In the case of applying these cells in a real human being, a person resistant to radioactivity could be created, which would be an enormous advantage in a possible war scenario with nuclear weapons. The water bear is an 8-legged invertebrate less than 1 millimeter long and is considered by scientists to be the most resistant creature on planet Earth. This particular living creature of the animal kingdom has been exposed to all kinds of experiments, surviving temperatures of 200 degrees Celsius below zero, more than an hour in boiling water, and several flights into space where its reactions to different environments and extreme radiation were studied. The Chinese team first succeeded in finding a way to introduce water bear genes into human DNA. In the second phase of the experiment, they exposed the genetically modified stem cells to X-ray radiation and found that 90% of them managed to survive. According to the article, one of the research team's future projects is to deploy the modified cells in the human bone marrow to generate new radiation-resistant blood cells. The researchers also stated that the water bear gene could have other benefits if applied to humans, such as preventing cancer, diabetes, and Parkinson's disease. Beyond the declared success of the controversial experiment, other scientists point out that the risks of carrying out this type of genetic modification are incalculable, ranging from harmful mutations to the destruction of human cells due to the genetic gap between two species. Throughout history, armies worldwide have sought to develop new technologies to gain advantages over their adversaries. The Chinese regime has undoubtedly been investing in all kinds of technologies for decades to position its army as the most powerful in the world. But where is the limit? The Chinese Communist regime knows no ethical boundaries, and this would seem to be a clear example. It is impossible to know how far this kind of experiment will go and what the consequences will be, but what is clear is that the Chinese Communist regime is willing to find out.
U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned about China's lending activities, saying that the U.S. is working hard to counter the Chinese regime's influence in international institutions, as well as lending loans to developing nations. Yellen said she was concerned by some of the Chinese regime's activities globally, which trap developing countries with debts. I am very, very concerned about some of the activities that China engages in globally, engaging in countries in ways that leave them trapped in debt and don't promote economic development. Yellen raised her concerns during a hearing before the State, Foreign Operations, and Related Programs Subcommittee of the House Appropriations Committee on March 29th. According to a new study, the Chinese regime spent at least $240 billion in 128 rescue loan operations to bail out 22 developing countries between 2008 and 2021. Almost 80% of the rescue lending was issued between 2016 and 2021 to middle-income countries such as Argentina, Mongolia, and Pakistan. Unlike established international lenders like the International Monetary Fund, IMF, the Chinese regime's rescue loans differ from them. These loans are opaque, have high interest rates, and target debtors of China's Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI. China provided none in 2010, $10 billion in 2014, and $40.5 billion of emergency financing in 2021. By comparison, the IMF gave $68.6 billion to distressed nations in 2021. The Chinese regime has lent hundreds of billions of dollars to developing countries, but the lending has slowed since 2016 because many projects have failed to pay financial dividends.
Recently, a song called Sunshine Kong Yiji has become famous in China. The song was quickly banned by the Chinese government because it mocked the official media's criticism of the Kong Yiji phenomenon. Before that, the topic Kong Yiji literature became popular on the Chinese internet. Many netizens used the character Kong Yiji in the novel Call to Arms by Lu Xun to laugh at themselves and mock that they had studied hard for many years but could not find a good job. For example, the sentence, "Education is a high pedestal that I can't get off of and is a long gown that Kong Yiji can't take off," has been widely circulated. Many netizens have used the phrase graduation equals unemployment to express their confusion. But then CCTV published an article saying Kong Yiji literature is an unnecessary humiliation to young people who are living and studying hard, and like in that, the Kong Yiji era has passed. The young people who are full of contemporary aspirations will never be trapped in the long gown. The related comments sparked public outcry. Some netizens criticized the media for saying Kong Yiji's tragic fate was caused by individual mistake, not social factors. Some netizens mocked, how could Lu Xun write the story to criticize Kong Yiji? According to Vision Times, as related topics continued to heat up, on March 25th, the Chinese platform Bilibili appeared the song Sunshine Kong Yiji, adapted and reinvented based on the song Sunshine Boy, has reached millions of views in just 20 hours after posting. Because the song's content countered the Chinese government's propaganda, it was deleted on the same day. According to a screenshot posted on the internet, the author's account releasing the song was banned for 15 days due to violations of relevant laws and regulations. In this regard, many Chinese netizens have complained, the Chinese government has too little confidence. Can't lower-class people discuss this issue? It's a habit, that's how our country is. We have freedom of speech. How funny after saying this sentence. One netizen posted on Weibo mocking, if Lu Xun was still alive today, he would definitely have to go to jail. The song author, nicknamed Gui Shanggu, also posted a question on Weibo. Why am I banned? The lyrics are about the old society, and its subject is also about the old society. Why did you have to ban me? I don't understand. In fact, it is recently reported that young people in China are unable to find a job. For example, earlier this month, a university graduate in Hunan cried in a video, saying she couldn't find a job after interviewing for more than 30 companies and lamenting, what is the point of going to college? At the end of February this year, some photos of on-site recruitment went viral on the internet, showing a material factory in Jiangxing City, Zhejiang Province, employing 20 staff, but over 300 people lined up for interviews in the extreme cold and drizzling weather. Or thousands of people lined up in front of an electronic factory in Chengdu, Sichuan Province, before dawn to compete for 300 positions. Or a Henan labor company only hired one employee but had dozens of candidates, and many more. According to China's Ministry of Education statistics, after the number of university graduates reached 10.76 million in 2022, the number of university graduates will exceed 11.5 million in 2023, and about 70% of university graduates in 2022 have not found a job. On March 26, Ukrainian female fencing athletes tried to open a banner writing the number of Ukrainian athletes killed by Russia and taking pictures during a competition in China, but were prevented by on-site staff. The incident occurred at the Yangtze River International Convention Center, Nanjing City, Jiangsu Province, during the 3-day FIE Women's EP World Cup 2023. Ukrainian fencing athlete Vlada Kharkova posted footage of the incident on Instagram on March 26, criticizing the organizers and the International Fencing Federation for preventing her from taking pictures with her teammates. In the video, when a Ukrainian athlete tried to open a banner, some staff stepped forward to stop her. A male employee said, "Roll this up" in Chinese, and another female employee stepped forward and forcibly rolled up the banner. Another man told the Ukrainian athlete filming, "This is our job, please understand," but the recorder did not stop. Kharkova questioned in her Instagram post that the International Fencing Federation once claimed politics had no place in sport. How could it be unrelated, with about 343 sports facilities destroyed and over 250 Ukrainian athletes unable to participate in the competition? She accused Russia of violating Olympic moral values, while the International Fencing Federation tried to cover up the truth by threatening, restricting, and silencing people.